Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Yes, Harsh. Good afternoon. Lokesh, Shushmita, Anjali, Roje, Sundar, Rashmi, Akash, Pankaj, Nivedita, Bhuvnesh, Shantanu. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, guys. Tush, Sanjay, Akash ji, Roshan ji, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mansa. Hi, everyone. So, hope you are revising the concepts. Did you get the PPT and the PDF? Yes, please let me know. Yes, hello, Pratibha. Hello, Bhairi. Yes, did you get the PPT and the PDF? Okay, got it. From today onwards in the group, I will be posting 10 to 15 questions on daily basis. So whatever we have studied previously, okay, I'll be posting that. Good afternoon, Rukmini. So today we are going to cover Mauryan Empire and Buddhism in depth and detail. So please do not worry about that. Okay. Sia, you couldn't find the PPT. Joel, yes, guys, am I audible and visible to everyone? Joel, am I not audible to you? Yes, I'll put forward the link of the Telegram channel. Do not worry, do not worry. And just remember one thing, just keep on revising the concepts. That's the most important key. Okay? Okay, I'm visible to everyone. Joel, please refresh once. If you have any doubt, any query, please stop me and ask. But please clear your concepts because concepts are very important from the exam perspective. Okay. Thanks a lot, Pranay. Now let's begin. I guess we had completed, did I complete Magad yesterday or not? Yes, guys, somebody please ping me. Did I complete Magad? Harsh, acha, you have a problem with something. Like, what's the problem that is going on right now? I guess you guys are facing with some problem or some issue with English, I guess. Correct? Okay, I didn't complete Magad. Do not worry, I'll complete it right now. Okay. So, yes, I saw that in the group. Yes, 15th and 16th. Okay, do not worry. We had to start Magad. We ended with Kamboj. Okay, Ashish. Yes, guys, I heard that you have some basic issues, so I do not worry about this. The team is already working on it, and the team will get out with some of the other solution. And Karan sir will come out with certainly with some of the other solution for this. So please do not worry about this. Okay. Okay, Harsh. Okay. No issues. No issues. Okay. So last that we saw was Kamboj. Did you remember the names? I'm going to ask you the questions today. Okay, guys. I'm going to ask you the questions. I'm going to start the polls so that I can understand. Right from the start of the session, I keep on saying one thing. Please have a pen and paper along with you so that you can jot down the important facts. Okay? So please have a pen and paper along with you. Now let's begin with the Mahajanpad Magad. Just a second. Now, there were three important dynasties which ruled over the region of Magad, precisely in the region of Bihar. And these dynasties ruled consecutively. Consecutively means one after the other. So just remember the name of the dynasties and the important things that I'll make you note down. Okay? Now, the first dynasty that ruled over Magad was Haryanka dynasty. Okay? Now, the foundation of Haryanka dynasty was laid down by Bimbisar. Just listen to me carefully, patiently. I'll make you write down everything. Okay. Deepak, 15th one I have taught, I guess, Kamboj. Okay. So I'll come back to that. So there were three dynasties that ruled consecutively, one after the other. The first one was Haryanka. Okay. Haryanka dynasty's founder was Bimbisar. I have told you guys about Bimbisar. Bimbisar strengthened his position by following the policy of matrimonial alliances. Did you remember yesterday's session? We have spoken about the Kosla Mahajanpad. The ruler of Kosla at that time, Prasenjit, he married his sister Kosla Devi to Bimbisar. Isn't that so? We had seen that. So in that case, Bimbisar, he had three wives. and he strengthened his position by entering into matrimonial alliances. One thing. Second thing I have told you, Bimbisar wanted to befriend whom? Bimbisar wanted to befriend the kingdom of Avanti. And the ruler of Avanti was very powerful, whose name was Chand Pradyot. So how did Bimbisar befriend the ruler of Avanti, Chand Pradyot? I have told you, Chand Pradyot, he was suffering from jaundice. And no doctors, no physician, no Vaidya could cure his jaundice. So what happened at that time? This person, Bimbisar, he sent his personal physician, whose name was Jivak, to the court of whom? Chandapradyot. And Chandapradyot was cured of jaundice. Historians believe that Bimbisar, he was being killed by his own son, whose name was Ajatashatru. Okay? The capital of Magad during the time of Bimbisar was Rajgriha. Okay? Now let's speak about Ajatashatru. So I'll repeat the points again within next 10 seconds. What to be remembered? Bimbisar was the founder of Haryanka dynasty, which was the first dynasty to rule over Magad. First thing. Second, Bimbisar entered into policy of matrimonial alliances. Apart from this, Bimbisar sent his personal physician Jivak to the court of Chandapradyot. Third thing, his capital was Rajgriha. Fourth one, fifth point, he was killed by his own son, whose name was Ajatashatru. Okay? Now let's move ahead. We'll go in a step-by-step manner. Now moving ahead with Ajatashatru. Now, Ajatashatru, his original name was Kunik. Please remember, today's session, I'll tell you many and beautiful stories and concepts. So, Ajatashatru's original name was Kunik. Okay. And basically, historians believe that Ajatashatru killed his own father to acquire the throne of Haryanka dynasty. Okay. Now, have you seen the movie Bahubali? Like, ancient Indian history is full of inventions. It is not only about the facts. It is not only about the chronology. It is also about different inventions. Have you seen the movie Bahubali 1? You might have seen in Bahubali, Bhallal Dev is having a rath which has a spoke in front of it. Correct? And you might have seen the catapult of Bahubali. Bahubali has a catapult on which he keeps huge stones and throw it on the enemies. True? So these two techniques, one is that is rath or a chariot. In front of the rath, which is driven by horses, there is a spokes. And the rath moves forward and it kills the enemies with the help of the spoke. That concept is called as Rath Musal. And second, the Bahubali one, as I've told you, like pelting the stones on the enemies, that concept of the catapult is called as Mahashil Kantak. So both these techniques were invented by whom? Both these techniques were invented by Ajatashatru. Okay. So Rath Musal, one technique invented by Ajatashatru. Then Mahashil Kantak, the other technique invented by Ajatashatru. Then, as I've told you, Bimbisar was killed by his son, Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru was so afraid of this person, ruler of Avanti, whose name was Chandapradyot, that he fortified the entire city of Rajgriha. As I've told you in yesterday's session, like any power who had the courage to defeat Magad was only Avanti, no other power except for that. And the ruler of Avanti was so powerful, Chandapradyot, that everyone was afraid of him. In fact, Ajatashatru was so afraid of him that Ajatashatru, he fortified the entire capital city of Rajgriha. And during the time of Ajatashatru, it is believed that first Buddhist council took place. So first Buddhist council took place during the time of Ajatashatru, and it was held at a place called as Rajgriha. Now, I'll tell you one important thing. I was going through past year question papers of few state PCS. Okay, I was not going through the paper of SSC, SSC, CGL, GD or IB, but I was going through paper of state PCS. And as I've told you, many a times there is a tendency of repeating the questions. Okay, so there was one question in the examination. The first Buddhist council was held at. And there were names of different caves given. There was nothing called as Rajgriha. And the answer to that question was Satapani caves. I repeat, the first Buddhist council was held at Satapani caves. Now, 90% of the aspirants were confused. Sir, we have studied in the books that Rajgriha is the first Buddhist council was held at Rajgriha. Okay? And the question was, the first Buddhist council was held at which cave? Satapani cave. My friend, answer is the same. First Buddhist council was held at Satapani caves, which is located in Rajgriha. Okay? So first Buddhist council took place during the time of Ajatashatru. I will repeat the points again. There is a purpose, guys, after explaining every time I repeat the point. Then I make you write. So one concept we go thrice so that it gets fixed in your mind. Okay? Listen to me. Ajatashatru killed his own father, Bimbisar, and acquired the throne. Ajatashatru's original name was Kunik. He fortified the entire capital city of Rajgriha. He is credited with invention of two weapons, that is Rath Musal and Mahashil Kantak, as depicted in the movie Bahubali. And the first Buddhist council was held at Satapani caves, Rajgriha, patronized by Ajatashatru. Moving ahead, Udayin, very important. Please do not get confused. I have told you one Mahajanpad whose name was Vats Mahajanpad. Do you remember that? And the capital of the ruler of Vats Mahajanpad was Udayan. Very good, Harsh. Very good, Roje. The ruler was Udayan. So Udayan was the ruler of Vats. Udayin is the ruler of Haryanka dynasty. Yes, correct? So the most important aspect that we need to remember, very important concept I'm telling you, the city of Patliputra, located on the confluence of river Ganga and Son, was created by Udayin. Patliputra is nothing but modern day Patna. So this is majorly about the rulers of Haryanka dynasty. We'll repeat again in short. Bimbisar was the founder. He was being killed by his own son, Ajatashatru. During both of them time, the capital was Rajgriha. But Udayin, as soon as he came to power, he created a new city in the form of Patliputra, modern day Patna. Clear? Please note down fast. Yes, very good, Harsh. Yes, initially he was a Shaivite and he later on became the follower of Buddhism. Please note down fast. There were three dynasties which consecutively ruled Magad. There were three dynasties which consecutively ruled Magad. First, Haryanka dynasty. In Haryanka dynasty, first, right, Bimbisar. Keep on writing down fast in point-wise format. He was the founder of Haryanka dynasty. He was the founder of Haryanka dynasty. He is also mentioned as Shrenik or Shreniya, which means of noble origin. Please note this down, important term. Bimbisar is also referred as Shreniya or Shrenik, which means of noble origin in Jain scriptures. Bimbisar sent his personal physician, Jivak. Bimbisar sent his personal physician, Jivak, to the court of Chandapradyota, ruler of Avanti. Second, Ajatshotru. Historians believe that Ajatshotru killed his own father, Bimbisar. Historians believe that Ajatshotru killed his own father, Bimbisar, and became the ruler of Haryanka dynasty. Ajatshotru's original name was Kunik. Ajatshotru's original name was Kunik. Yes, Sanjay. See, Bimbisar was called as Shreniya. Shreniya basically means a person who comes from very high or a noble family. Okay? And this word has been used concerning Bimbisar in Jain scriptures. Hope, Sanjay, I'm clear? Okay. So, his original name was Kunik. Ajatshotru invented two important techniques, Rath Musal and Mahashil Kantak. Rath Musal and Mahashil Kantak. Okay. He fortified the entire city of Rajgriha. He fortified the entire city of Rajgriha. First Buddhist council was held at Satapani caves located in Rajgriha during the time of Ajatshotru. Okay. Third one, Udayin, very important. He is credited with creation of the city of Patliputra, modern day Patna, on the bank of river Son and Ganges. Yes, Hamam, I'll repeat the point. First Buddhist council was held at Satapani caves, Rajgriha, during the time of Ajatshotru. Is it clear, Hamam? And Udayin is credited with creation of the city of Patliputra on the banks of river Ganges and Son. Okay? So this is all you need to remember about Haryanka dynasty. Is it clear? Any question, any query, any doubt? Yes, please. Okay. Anjali, Udayin. I'll repeat the point of Udayin. See, Udayin is one of the ruler of Haryanka dynasty. It is said that he founded a new city on the bank of river Ganges and Son. And that new city was called as Patliputra. Patliputra is nothing but modern day, what we say, Patna. Okay? So, modern day Patna. So, this is what about the point of Patliputra. Oh, sorry, Udayin. Is it clear? Who asked this question? Anjali. Yes. Another question, Rehan. Jarasandh. See, Jarasandh is a mythological character, my friend. Like you are speaking about that same Jarasandh, like it is said that he was being killed by Bhim and his two body parts were being thrown in different direction. So he's a mythological character. Okay, Rehan? Here I am speaking from the perspective of history. Hope the point is clear, Rehan. Another question, Himanshu. Sir, how to remember these facts? See, I'll tell you. One of the major problems here in history that every student faces is fact and date. I'll tell you, rather than remembering the dates, go for learning history in chronological manner. Because if you learn history in chronology, roughly you will remember the dates. So rather than going for remembering the specific dates, learn history in chronology. And secondly, try to correlate history with story. So it will be quite easier for you to remember the fact and concept. And try to go for maximum revision. As I've told you yesterday itself, even like specifically, even if you do not remember the actual fact, but since you have read that fact twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, in the examination, you will be easily able to eliminate that. How? I have studied this, but this could not be the probable answer. So even if you do not remember the exact fact, elimination technique will help you out. Okay, Himanshu? Then, Deepak, Rajgriha was the name of the place which was the capital during their time. Okay, Deepak? Lokesh. Relation between Udayun and Ajatashatru. Udayin is the son of Ajatashatru. Okay, Lokesh? Dimple, you have joined the class today. Do not worry about this. In that case, you will get the PDF from the main channel. I'll share the Telegram link in the end. So please do not worry about that. Okay, Dimple? Ujjain is in Madhya Pradesh. Sia, you have asked me a question. Where is Ujjain? Ujjain is a very famous Jyotirling, Mahakal. You might have heard about that. And it is located in Madhya Pradesh. So hope this point is clear. Without wasting any more time, let's move towards this dynasty, Shishunak dynasty. Okay? Now, I'll tell you one thing. There is one thing about history, that it is not only about the rote memorization, or history is not only about what we say, battles and everything. We learn a lot from history. Okay. And I'll tell you, what do we learn from history? The biggest thing that we learn from history is never ever leave your enemy half dead. How? I'll give you a very small example of medieval India. We will study that. You might have heard about 2 important historical characters. One was Muhammad Ghori and the other was Prithviraj Chauhan ji. And between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan ji, 2 battles were fought. 1191 AD, Battle of Tarain. Second Battle of Tarain, 1192 AD. It is said that Prithviraj Chauhan ji, he defeated Muhammad Ghori in First Battle of Panipat, but he did not kill him. What happened? In the next year itself, this was seen as an opportunity by Muhammad Ghori again to attack Prithviraj Chauhan ji. And many historians believe that treacherously Prithviraj Chauhan ji was blinded and then he was being killed. So history teaches us one thing: never ever leave your enemy half dead. And there is nothing called as mercy in the battlefield. We'll study when we'll study the Mauryan Empire. So here, Shishunak dynasty. So how did Shishunak dynasty come to power? Last ruler of Haryanka dynasty was Nagadashak. Okay, I have just noted down the important rulers here. But since I have to tell you the entire episodic event, how the Shishunak dynasty came to power, I have to tell you that Nagadashak was the last ruler of Haryanka dynasty, and he came to power by killing, Shishunak dynasty, I'll repeat the point. Nagadashak was the last ruler of Haryanka dynasty, and he had a military commander, he had a Senapati, whose name was Shishunak. Shishunak killed his own master and came to power, declared himself as independent, and established a new dynasty called as Shishunak dynasty. Okay? Yes, Deepak, Udayin is the son of Ajatashatru. Did you get the point clear? I'll repeat the points. Please do not get confused. The last ruler of Haryanka dynasty was Nagadashak. Nagadashak was being killed by his own Senapati, own military commander, whose name was Shishunak. And after killing his master, Shishunag declared himself as independent and established an independent dynasty called as Shishunag dynasty. This is how Shishunag dynasty came to power. So Shishunag was the founder of Shishunag dynasty. Second important thing, he had a son named as Kal Ashok. Now, Kal Ashok in different historical scripture is also referred as Kaka Varna. Okay. And it is said that during the time of Kal Ashok or Kaka Varna, second Buddhist council was held at a place called as Vaishali in Bihar. So first Buddhist council was held during the time of Ajatashatru. Second Buddhist council was held during the time of Kal Ashok. What kind of question can come? First Buddhist council, whose time? Second Buddhist council, whose time? First Buddhist council, which place? Second Buddhist council, which place? Secondly, first Buddhist council came during the time of which dynasty? Haryanka. Second Buddhist council came during the time of which dynasty? Shishunag. So, two things to be remembered. That's it. What is that? The last ruler of Haryanka dynasty was Nagdashak. He had a Senapati, he had a military commander referred as Shishunag. He killed his own master and declared himself as independent and formed a new dynasty in the form of Shishunag dynasty. So Shishunag laid the foundation of Shishunag dynasty. Second thing, he was succeeded by his son whose name is Kal Ashok, also referred as Kaka Varna. Second Buddhist council took place during the time of Kaka Varna or Kal Ashok at Vaishali in Bihar. Clear, guys? Yes. Abhishek, the Vajji kingdom was being taken over by the Magad ruler. Like it is said that Shishunag, he had conquered the major part of northern India. Major part. Okay, Abhishek? Yes, Deepak, you can say that one thing. All these Mahajanpads, precisely speaking, majority of them were contemporary. They coexisted at the same time. But with the passage of time, like I'll give you a small example. Before the birth of Buddha, Ang, Kashi, and Kosla were the powerful Mahajanpad. But later on, Magad started getting more power and influence. So the balance of power shifted in favor of Magad. So although they coexisted, like they were almost parallel to each other. Okay, Deepak? Please note down fast, guys. Shishunag dynasty. Pratap, we will study about all the Buddhist council precisely when we study about Buddhism. And we will discuss what happened in these Buddhist council. Like here, I have only told this was patronized by these rulers. I didn't tell about who spoke in that Buddhist council. So there were other people also present in the Buddhist council. So before we study about the Buddhist council, we need to understand about Buddhism, correct? So we will study that in depth and detail. So please do not worry about that. Okay, Pratap? Prarthana, Vaishali is not a person. Vaishali is a name of place in Bihar. So second Buddhist council was held in Vaishali. Okay, it's a place. Okay, Prarthana? Sanju, the capital of Sanju and what we say, Sanjay, both of them have a question. What was the capital during the time of Shishunag? During the time of Shishunag, the capital was Vaishali. Okay, initially it was Rajgriha during the time of Shishunag. Later on, it was shifted to Vaishali by Kal Ashok. Again, it was shifted to Patliputra. And from now onwards, Patliputra will remain the capital. Clear? No, second Buddhist council did not happen in a cave, Bhuvnesh. So please note down fast, guys. Shishunag dynasty. The last ruler of Haryanka dynasty was Nagdashak. The last ruler of Haryanka dynasty was Nagdashak, who was being killed by his own minister or Senapati or military commander referred as Shishunag. who laid the foundation of Shishunag dynasty. One more additional point about Shishunag. Shishunag were the first to completely destroy the power of Avanti. To completely destroy the power of Avanti. Okay? He was succeeded by Kal Ashok, who is also referred as Kakavarna. He was succeeded by Kal Ashok. This is not Ashok. Ashok is the ruler of Mauryan Empire. This is Kal Ashok. He was succeeded by Kal Ashok, also referred as Kakavarna. Yes, Joel, I'll repeat the last line. The last line was, Shishunag were the first to completely destroy the power of Avanti. Okay? He was succeeded by Kal Ashok, also referred as Kakavarna. Second Buddhist Council was held during the time of Kal Ashok or Kakavarna at Vaishali in Bihar. Bhuvnesh, Shishunag initially had its capital at Rajgriha. Later, the capital was shifted to Vaishali by his son, Kal Ashok. Okay, Bhuvnesh? And from here onwards, the capital will remain Patliputra. Okay. Now, let's talk about Nanda dynasty. You just need to remember two important facts about Nanda dynasty. That Mahapadmanand was the founder of Nanda dynasty, and the last ruler of Nanda dynasty was Dhananand. Dhananand was being overthrown by Chandragupta Maurya, who laid the foundation of one of the mightiest empire of the northern India at that time, and that was Mauryan Empire. Okay? So just remember, Mahapadmanand, founder of Nanda dynasty, and Dhananand, he was the last ruler of Nanda dynasty. One more important fact. Nanda dynasty, as per many historians, was the first Shudra dynasty of the Magad. Okay? So please note down important point. Nanda dynasty, capital was Patliputra, henceforth. Okay? Nanda dynasty, as per many historians, was the first Shudra dynasty of Magad. Mahapadmanand was the founder of Nanda dynasty. Yes, Samir, what do you want me to repeat? I'll repeat. Nanda dynasty was the first Shudra dynasty of Magad. Mahapadmanand was the founder of Nanda dynasty. Dhananand was the last ruler of Nanda dynasty, who was dethroned by Chandragupta Maurya, who laid the foundation of Mauryan Empire. Yes, Himanshu, who was the last ruler of Shishunag dynasty? If you want to note it down, it is also one of the facts. The last ruler of Shishunag dynasty was Mahanandina. Note down, the last ruler of Shishunag dynasty was Mahanandina. Okay? Now, before I speak about Chandragupta Maurya, yes, Roji, what do you want me to repeat? I'll repeat. It's okay, Himanshu. You're welcome. No, Abhijit, Mahapadmanand did not kill Mahanandin. Okay, there's a very different story about this. Okay. Yes, Kaaba. This Dhananand is the same who is related with the argument of Kautilya. Yes, Kaaba. Correct. I'll tell you how did the dynasty shift happen. This is what I'm going to explain in the Mauryan Empire. I'll tell you how the dynasty shift happened. Yes, somebody had asked me a question. Roje. Yes, Roje, what point? Dhananand point. Yes. Dhananand was the last ruler of Nanda dynasty. He was being killed by Chandragupta Maurya, who laid the foundation of Mauryan Empire. And how will he kill? What is the planning? I'll explain this in the story. Okay? You have to listen for the next 45 minutes. I'll take a break around 3:30. Next 45 minutes, rather than saying 45 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm going to tell you beautiful stories about Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusar, and Ashok. And if you listen to the story patiently, I'm pretty sure about this, you will remember all the fact and the concept. Okay? So just listen to me patiently and carefully. Do you want me to ask few questions before I begin with Mauryan Empire? Or after some time? Yes? Okay. Shall I go for question? Everyone is accepting. China, you have a question. Last ruler of Nanda dynasty, it was Dhananand. Okay? Ask in the polls. Just a second, guys. Just a minute. Okay. My first question to you is, okay, Yava, Pratap Buddha is not from Haryanka dynasty. Please, what we say, remove this myth from your mind. Buddha is not from Haryanka dynasty. Buddha is from Sakya clan. He visited Haryanka dynasty. Okay, we will study that. Yes. My question is, Yava in Sanskrit means wheat, barley, rice, sugarcane. Your time starts now. Fast. Oh, every one of you have given the correct answer. I mean, 80% of the students have given the correct answer. Pabitra, Pratap, Dhanush, Rahan, Himanshu, Prathamesh, Abhijit, Harsh, Sanjay, Shantanu. Okay. My next question. Okay, question is not visible. I'm just asking questions, okay? Okay, rather than going for the polls, we'll directly go for the questions. Second question. Okay, I had asked this question yesterday itself, and I have asked you to note it down. Gold ornaments during Vedic period were referred as. Fast. Gold ornaments during Vedic period were referred as. Fast. Very good, Abhishek. Abhishek was the first to answer, followed by Jatin, Harsh, Roji, Pratibha, Param. Very good, everyone. Very good. Like, when I see your answers, I feel a bit happy because at least I understand one thing, that you guys are patiently listening and you guys are revising. Answer is Nishak Grieve. Wonderful. Wonderful, Hamam, everyone. Sushmita, Pankaj. Third question. I'll ask only 5 questions, okay? My third question. This question is a bit tougher. Not tougher, but it's okay. Aryans came to India through Hindu Kush mountain. And in Hindu Kush mountain, there was a pass through which that they came to India. Name the pass. Yes. Let me observe who answered first. Dhanush answers first, followed by Harsh, Bhargav, Lopamudra, Jyoti. Very good. Khyber Pass. Abhijit, it's a Hindu Kush mountain is a range. There's a pass in Hindu Kush mountain, Khyber Pass. Do you remember Max Muller theory that we had studied? Okay, Khyber Pass. Fourth question is related to Vedic system. Which Ved mentions about the 4 ashrams of life we had seen yesterday? Sorry, which Upanishad? I'm really sorry. Which Upanishad mentions about the 4 ashrams of the life? First to give the answer was Rukmini. Very good. Followed by Bhargav, Hamam, Lopmudra, Jatin. Very good, everyone. Jabal Upanishad. Jabal. Very good, very good, very good. And the last question that I'm going to ask you is, I'll ask about Mahajanpad. Okay? Kannauj was an important city of which Mahajanpad? Yesterday I've told you, Kannauj, also referred as city of fragrances or perfumes, was a part of which Mahajanpad? Yes, let me see who answers first. 10 seconds. Yes, fast. No, Prathamesh, it is not Kosla. I'll give you a hint. It is located in Western UP. Very good, Harsh. Lopamudra, Dhanush, Param, Panchal Mahajanpad. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, guys. So hope you understood the Mahajanpad. Let's understand about the Mauryan Empire now in depth and detail. And here I'm going to tell you a story. Apart from the story, I'm also going to tell you about important key terminologies. Now listen to me very carefully. Many students have asked me a question right now. Sir, how did this dynastic revolution took place? Like, how did Nanda dynasty ended and how did Mauryan Empire came to power? Okay. Now, as I've told you, Dhananand was the last ruler of Nanda dynasty. He was a very greedy ruler. He was a very cruel ruler. He used to impose all sorts of taxes on his people. And rather than spending that money for the welfare of his people, he used to sponsor his own lavish lifestyle. And in his court, there was a minister whose name was Chanakya, also called as Vishnugupta, also called as Kautilya. Now, let me go into the background of Chanakya. When Chanakya was small, and once upon a time when he was playing outside his home, an astrologer visits his home and says his mother that in the coming future, if your son has a symbol of snake on his teeth, that is canine teeth, he will become an important minister or a big king. Instead of being happy, Chanakya's mother, she started weeping, she started crying. After some time, Chanakya came into the home and asked her mother, "Why are you crying?" She narrated the entire story. Chanakya said, "In that case, you should be happy. Your son will become an important minister. Your son will become a king." She said, "No. Even if you become a king or an important minister, you'll have a lot many enemies and probably you'll die at an early age." Chanakya immediately picked up a stone and broke his teeth, which simply exemplifies one thing. Chanakya never ever had the greed of power. But still he became an important minister in the court of Dhananand. As I've told you about Dhananand, he was cruel and greedy. Once upon a time, famine struck the region of Patliputra. When there is a situation of famine, how will the farmers and the peasant pay the money to or taxes to the government? In that case, it is a responsibility of the government, it is a responsibility of the king. What? To pardon the taxes of the peasants? This time, Dhananand increased the taxes by 8 to 12 times. Everyone was very angry. They came to Chanakya and said, "Please go and explain your king." Chanakya goes to explain the king. The entire court was full of ministers. And when Chanakya started explaining, Dhananand told him or humiliated him, "You are a priest, you are a pandit, do your duty, do not explain me my duty, my responsibility." Chanakya felt humiliated. Chanakya felt insulted, but he could not utter a word. Why? Because it is said that he was a normal minister and Dhananand was a great emperor. There wasn't any change in the attitude of Dhananand. And one fine day, Chanakya got so angry that he went to Dhananand and said, "You have forgotten your Rajya Dharma, you have forgotten your duty." At that time, he got so angry with Dhananand that you might have seen the pic of Chanakya, that he kicked Chanakya in the chest. And Chanakya, he fell down. And his entire knot over his head, it got open. Immediately, he took a pledge. "Until and unless I destroy you, until and unless I destroy your kingdom, I won't reveal my face to you." Chanakya left Patliputra and he went to Takshashila, which is located presently in Pakistan. Many historians believe that Chanakya was also a graduate of Takshashila University. Here he met a boy whose name was Chandragupta. He trained this boy in all sorts of warfare skills. That is Shastra Vidya and Shastra Vidya, academics as well as warfare skill. At that time, Alexander the Great was attacking India. And if Alexander the Great was attacking India, and if he is such a great king, it is not just because of the hard work, it is also because of the strategy. And Chanakya advised Chandragupta that be a part of the army of Alexander for a while, so that you can understand about the basic art of warfare. My friend, I'll tell you about the strength and the vastness of the army of Alexander. Historians like Stan Poole, they write in their book specifically, Lan Poole, they write in their book specifically that army of Alexander was so vast. Suppose they are standing by the river, and if they are thirsty, they will dry up the rivers. You can imagine the strength and the vastness of the army of Alexander. Now Alexander, he had an intention to come to India. Many of the kings directly submitted to Alexander, directly, even without fighting a battle. And the first king who submitted directly to Alexander was King Ambhi of Takshashila. He did not fight any battle. He was so afraid of Alexander. But one king fought bravely with Alexander, although he lost the battle. History remembers the name of that brave king as Porus. Alexander came till the river Byas, which is located in Punjab. And he did not cross the river Byas, and he decided that he will go back to his own country. Why did he decide that he'll go back to his own country? Because for past 6.5 to 7 years, his men, his soldiers were continuously fighting battles, and they were tired of fighting battle. So Alexander goes back. Listen to the story, very important. And when Alexander goes back, what happens? Whatever territories that he had conquered, he starts distributing those territories to his loyal governors. So one of his loyal governor was Seleucus Nicator. Okay? One of his loyal governors at that time was Seleucus Nicator. He was given the region of Kabul, Kandahar, Herat, and Baluchistan. I repeat, Seleucus Nicator was given the region of Kabul, Kandahar, Herat, and Baluchistan. So Alexander, due to his personal reasons, he went back to his country. At this time, Chanakya and this person, Chandragupta Maurya, he became so proud that if this person can go back to his country, who is Dhananand? Overconfidence, sometimes what happens? It will drown you. My friends, confidence is good. Smartness is good. Overconfidence and over smartness can ruin one's life. This is what we learn from the case of Chanakya and Chandragupta Maurya. In overconfidence, with a small army of 5,000, they directly attacked Patliputra. Dhananand, he was a powerful ruler, although he was greedy, but he had a huge army. Think about this first. Chanakya and Chandragupta Maurya, they directly attacked Patliputra without any planning. Entire army got finished. Entire army. They came back running into one of the village and were hiding. In that village, a lady was feeding his child with a dal rice, khichdi. And the child, he directly put his fingers into that khichdi. His all fingers got burnt. Chanakya was watching everything. Chanakya was listening to everything. Like the ladies, what we say, the ladies told to his child, you are a fool like Chanakya. Eat it from the circumference. You will suffice your hunger and it will become a bit warm. Chanakya realized his mistake and came up with a new theory, and he understood one thing. Until and unless I form an alliance with somebody, I cannot dethrone or what we say, defeat this person, Dhananand. So Chandragupta Maurya, he made an alliance with a ruler named as Parvatak. And after making an alliance, what happened? He defeated the king Dhananand and established himself as the most powerful ruler of Mauryan Empire. Now Chandragupta Maurya, he became the ruler of Mauryan Empire with the help of Parvatak and his guru Chanakya. His capital was Patliputra. Now what happened further? If you remember, if you have listened to me patiently, just 4 to 5 minutes back, I've told you one thing. When Alexander was going back, he distributed the territories to his loyal governors. Correct? One of the loyal governor was whom? Seleucus Nicator. Correct? So that person has went. Kabul, Kandahar, Herat and Balochistan was given to Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator was so confident that I can easily defeat Chandragupta Maurya now. But this is not the same Chandragupta Maurya now. It is said that Seleucus Nicator was defeated by Chandragupta Maurya. And in fact, Seleucus Nicator had to submit the regions that he had to Chandragupta Maurya. Forget about that. Seleucus Nicator, he married his daughter Helen to Chandragupta Maurya. Apart from this, Chandragupta Maurya in return gave a gift of 500 elephants to Seleucus Nicator. Okay? Chandragupta Maurya in Greek and Latin literature is called as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. I repeat, Greek and Latin literature, he's called as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. One more important thing. Seleucus Nicator, he married his daughter Helen. It's okay. Seleucus Nicator also sent an ambassador in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. And the name of that ambassador was Megasthenes. I repeat, Megasthenes. And Megasthenes stayed in the court of Chandragupta Maurya for the next 5 to 5.5 years and gave a beautiful description of India at that time in his book. And the book was called as Indica. So the book Indica was written by Megasthenes, who was ambassador sent by Seleucus Nicator in the court of Chandragupta Maurya. Okay? Historians believe that during the end of his life, Chandragupta Maurya moved towards the region of Shravanbelagola, located in Karnataka, and he accepted Jainism during the end of his reign. This is how Chandragupta Maurya came to power with the help of his guru Chanakya or Kautilya. This is how dynastic revolution took place. And the last Nanda dynasty ruler, who was very greedy and cruel, whose name was Dhananand, was overthrown. Did you understand Chandragupta Maurya? Please let me know. Yes, guys. Did you like the story? Yes? Okay. Thanks, Himanshu. Okay, Arit, you have recently joined the batch. Do not worry, you can go for the previous sessions. Okay, Prarthna. Everyone, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Arit. See, just remember what is going on in the PDF. I'll tell you. I'll also cover the PYQs. I'll take a test and I'll have a separate session for PYQs. Okay? And in that, I'll be covering up the major aspects. Hope the point is clear, Arit. Yes? Yes, Lokesh. Shall I tell something about Parvatak? See, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing as a part of the story, guys. Usually I teach that and majorly in UPSC in more depth and detail. You know, when I teach for UPSC, it takes me at least 1 hour just to teach Chandragupta Maurya. Just 1 hour. Just, what we say, 1 hour just for this person, like Chandragupta Maurya. Now, what happened to Parvatak? Somebody asked me a question. Sir, what happened to Parvatak at that time? Okay. Yes, I'll try, Harsh. I'll try to solve your issue. See, Ashish, you have a question. Does historians confirm that? Many historians believe that this battle never took place. Okay, Ashish. And many believe that in that case, yes, Porus surrendered, but he was given the additional territories due to his bravery by Alexander. Okay. So historians have a very dissenting opinion on that. Why didn't Parvatak get the throne? Now listen to me. Now, historians believe that, listen to me very carefully. It's not the part of your syllabus, but still I'm telling you in the next, 1 minute. Okay. Many historians believe that this person, Chandragupta Maurya, he created an alliance with Parvatak. On the other hand, there are different historians like Robert Sewell. They believe that this person, Chandragupta Maurya, created alliance with Malyaketu. Okay. And Malyaketu was also one of the students of Chanakya. So both of them defeated whom? Dhananand. Now the basic question in front of Chanakya was whom to make the emperor. Malyaketu is also competent. Chandragupta Maurya is also competent. Okay. So he tried to test both of his students. So one fine day, this person, Chandragupta Maurya, was sleeping and he had a woolen thread around his neck. Chanakya called Malyaketu and gave him a test. He told that, go and get the woolen thread from his neck without waking him up. Malyaketu or Parvatak, he started thinking about that. Okay, so specifically in that case, what happened? How to kill. So, sorry, how to get that woolen thread. So he said, I cannot get the woolen thread without waking him up. Okay. Next day, Malyaketu or Parvatak was sleeping and the same test was given to Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya went there, he cut the head. So in that simple words, there is nothing called as mercy in the Game of Thrones or power. And this is how Chandragupta Maurya became the ruler here. Did you understand? So different historians have a dissenting opinion on that. Yes, Alexander went back to his country. Yes, that is true. Alexander died at a place called as Macedonia. That is also true. Okay? Hope, Ashish, did you get the point? So did you get Chandragupta Maurya? Please note down fast, guys. Please note down fast. Okay? We have a lot, like today we have to cover till Buddhism, guys. We have a lot to study. About the test, Hammam. Yes. Hammam, I'll repeat that incident. In that case, like what happened? Who will become the king? Parvatak, Malyaketu or Chandragupta Maurya? So when Chandragupta Maurya was sleeping, he had a woolen thread around his neck. So the test was given to this person, Malyaketu, go and get what we say, the thread, without waking him up. He thought for a while, but he could not find the answer. Next day, Malyaketu was sleeping. And the same test was given to Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya cut the head. And he became the emperor. That was the crux of the story. Okay? पूछ लेना था, सीधे मार दिया. अब क्या करते हिमांशु? There is nothing called as mercy in the Battle of Thrones. This is the actual web series going on here, isn't that so? It feels like actual web series is running. Correct? Deepak, many historians believe that it was Malyaketu, many believe that it was Parvatak. Okay? So 90% of them believe that it was Parvatak. Okay, Deepak? Yes, guys, please note down fast, Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of Mauryan Empire. With the help of Parvatak or Malyaketu. Yes, very good, Sanjay. Bhadrabahu was his Jain guru. We'll study in Jainism that as well. Chandragupta Maurya, with the help of Parvatak or Malyaketu, defeated the last Nanda dynasty ruler, Dhananand. Guys, it's a request. Please write a bit faster. Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus Nicator and acquired Kabul, Kandahar, Herat, and Balochistan. Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus Nicator and acquired Kabul, Kandahar, Herat, and Balochistan. Seleucus Nicator married his daughter Helen to Chandragupta Maurya. Seleucus Nicator married his daughter Helen to Chandragupta Maurya. In Greek and Latin literature, Chandragupta Maurya is also referred as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. In Greek and Latin literature, Chandragupta Maurya is also referred as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. Very, very important. Seleucus Nicator sent an ambassador Megasthenes in the court of CGM, right in short, CGM, Chandragupta Maurya, in the court of CGM, who wrote a book Indica. And write this line. Chandragupta Maurya handed over the throne to his son Bindusar and moved towards Shravanbelagola, in bracket, write Karnataka, along with Bhadrabahu, a Jain guru. Yes, Deepak, I'll repeat. Megasthenes was an ambassador of Seleucus Nicator in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, who wrote a book called as Indica. He is also called as Sandrokotas or Androkotas in Greek and Latin literature. And then write this line, very important line. There was a question in the examination, which among the following Mauryan dynasty rulers accepted Jainism? So it was Chandragupta Maurya who accepted Jainism. Dimple, you can get the PDF in the group. Okay. I'll be sharing the Telegram link. Do not worry about that. In the Telegram link, you will get the, what we say, entire PDF. First thing. PDF today strictly have been told to the team to upload as soon as possible, immediately after the session. Okay. So please do not worry about that. Okay, Dimple? And guys, simple words. If you have any query, have any question, please feel to reach out. Do not worry. Okay. Is it clear? Please write this line. Moving on next. Bindusar. Himanshu, we'll study Jainism. See, you have asked me a question, what was the number of the guru? These are not the gurus, these are actually the Tirthankars. So there are totally 24 Tirthankars in Jainism. And actually, the origin of Jainism can be traced back to whom? Bhadrabahu and Sthul Bhadra. These are the two characters. We will study that. Do not worry. Do not worry. Okay, Himanshu? Yes, there is a Telugu movie, Bindusar. I have seen the movie. Yes. Yes, Pratap, I have seen that movie. Santombi, Bhadrabahu, he was a Jain guru. Okay? He was a Jain guru. So with the help of the Jain guru or with the blessings of Jain guru, Bhadrabahu, Chandragupta Maurya accepted Jainism. Is it clear? Santombi? Shantanu, Sandrokotas and Androkotas, these are Greek and Latin words. And these are the words given to Chandragupta Maurya. So in Greek and Latin literature, he is mentioned as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. Okay? Yes. Rishi, you have a question. How did Chandragupta Maurya die? Historians believe that Chandragupta Maurya, during the end of his life, committed Sallekhna. Okay. So what is Sallekhna? Sallekhna basically means fast unto death. Not to consume water, not to consume food. And this practice in Jainism is called as Sallekhna. As I've told, he accepted Jainism during the end of his reign. So he committed Sallekhna. Did you get the point, Rishi ji? Okay. Now, without wasting any more time, let's move further with Bindusar. Yes, Rishi, did you get the point? Okay, very good. Bindusar, again, a very beautiful story. And I'll tell you one thing. See, once you get a time in life, guys, I'll tell you, see what happens whenever we start preparing for government services. We usually fall into one thing. We read mathematics, we read reasoning, we read English, we read GS. In GS, we read multiple subjects, history, geography, and we actually forget to read something good. I'll tell you one thing. Those people who have a hobby of reading novels, okay. Yes, Joel, this is the last slide. If you have a hobby of reading novels, guys, and if you like, you can get the translation of that book, like it is in different languages. I'll suggest you read 3 books. Okay, this is my personal experience. I'll suggest you 3 books. Apart from your studies that you're doing, read one book, Chanakya Niti. It's in Hindi, it's in other languages like English as well. Second book that I would personally suggest you to read is read Vidur Niti, a very awesome and beautiful book. And another important book that I would personally suggest you to read is 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Guys, an awesome book. Okay. See, Ram Karan, India after Gandhi and everything that usually people prepare for civil services. It's okay if you read these books, it's well and good. Sapiens, Atul, that is also one of the good book. But the point is, what is the mindset of the people who are strong? You'll come to know through these 3 books. Now, I'll tell you about Bindusar and how was Bindusar powerful and how was Chanakya powerful. Listen to the story very carefully again. Okay? Now, pay attention carefully. Bindusar. Abhijit, the last book's name was 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Okay. Bindusar. Bindusar's original name was Simhasen. In fact, he was given the name Bindusar by Chanakya. Okay, and there's a beautiful story about this. So many of the students, usually when I tell the story, many of the students ask me a question, sir, is this possible that one womb could be transferred to the other womb? Yes, it's possible. I had given you the example in later Vedic age. There was a princess referred as Vishpal. A prosthetic limb surgery was conducted on her. Can you imagine around 2500, 2000, 3000 BC, prosthetic limb surgery, entire leg was being replaced. Can you imagine the surgical techniques at that time? You can Google it. Vishpal was the name of the princess. That was a surgical technique during the ancient India. So I'll give you a small example. It is said that it is not necessary that you, fight a battle with the king and defeat him. Correct? Or kill him. You can also poison the king and he will be defeated. So what happens usually? King usually used to add small doses of poison in their food. Through this, what will happen? Through this, their body will become immune to any possible poison attack. I'll give you a few examples. Okay, like for example, suppose you have a cough and cold, or if you have a fever, normal fever, not a heavy one, and you take or consume heavy antibiotic, your cough and cold, your fever would be cured. But after some time, you have a heavy cough and cold and you take the same antibiotic. That antibiotic won't have a much effect on your body. Why? Because your body has become immune to it. Similarly, what did the rulers do? They used to add small doses of poison in their food. I'll give you another example. You can Google it. There are so many weird kings in the books of history. I was reading about that person, one of the articles, and I was said that this news is fake. This is the wrong news or wrong article has been published. But when I started research on that person, I actually came to know about his personality. There was a Sultan of Gujarat in the medieval India whose name was Mahmud Begda. He had a mustache like a cow's horn. You can Google it. He used to consume 30 kgs of food on daily basis. And apart from that, Mahmud Begda, he's called as a poisonous king of India. Why? Right from his childhood, he used to consume poison. If any fly or mosquito will sit on his skin, they will die. That was the level of the poison in his blood. Once he has worn a particular cloth, it would be completely discarded. Why? If anybody wears that cloth, he will die. Please don't trust me. Google it. In fact, even I was astonished by what we see reading that article. So this was the example of Mahmud Begda, the Sultan of Gujarat. So similarly, Chandragupta Maurya, he used to add small doses of poison in his food. So one fine day, Chandragupta Maurya, he was sitting with his second wife, whose name was Durdhara. And she was pregnant at that time. And as I've told, he was used to the poison food. So he started consuming the food. After consuming 2 to 3 bites of the food, he remembered that there is a poison in the food. And he wanted to stop his wife Durdhara. But before he could stop, his wife Durdhara, she started vomiting blood. And when she started vomiting blood, it is said that now Chandragupta Maurya immediately called his guru, Chanakya, what to do? So Chanakya called a Vaidya. The Vaidya, he checked the nadi of the lady and said, either you can save the, what we say, fetus, or you can save the queen. Chandragupta Maurya said, whatever my guru will say, I'll do that. And in that case, it was said that they are going to save whom? They are going to save the fetus. Immediately, the queen's head was cut. Why? Because when the head will cut, she will fall down and the blood flow won't be towards the fetus. So head was cut. Later on, she fell down. Immediately, the fetus was cut. And the fetus was kept in the fresh goat fetus for the next 5 to 7 days. And on the 5th or the 7th day, the boy was born. And when the boy was born, there was a drop of a goat's blood on his forehead. And when Chanakya picked up the boy, he named him Bindusar. Bindusar means strength of a drop of a goat's blood. So Bindusar, specifically, he is a very powerful warrior. As I've told you, when Chandragupta Maurya renounced everything, he accepted Jainism, he handed over the throne to his son, Bindusar. And historians have different opinion. They believe that Chandragupta Maurya was also accompanied by Chanakya to the forest. Okay, he also accompanied his guru. But some historians believe that Chanakya also served as a prime minister for Bindusar. Okay, now what happened? Bindusar, he's also called as, like Bindusar had a very blind trust on Chanakya. I'll tell you one of the important aspects. He had a very blind trust on Chanakya. And it is said that Chanakya was an important prime minister in his court. So whenever any appointment used to be made, what happens? In that case, this person, Bindusar, used to take the advice of Chanakya. So Chanakya suggested that, I know one person whose name is Subandhu. It is not necessary to remember. I'm telling you as a part of story. Whose name was Subandhu. Please appoint him as a minister because he is a very intelligent person. Bindusar says, okay. Subandhu starts observing one thing, that he does not get that much of importance as the importance is given to Chanakya. So Subandhu, once upon a time, Chanakya was not there in the court. So he saw this as an opportunity. And Subandhu told Bindusar, do you know who killed your mother? It was Chanakya who killed your mother. So Bindusar was very astonished by this. And Bindusar, in that case, he suggested, he started ignoring Chanakya. And Chanakya realized this. Chanakya said that it is not like, I cannot work at a place where I will get ignored, where I won't get any respect. So he left into the jungles. With the passage of time, Bindusar's territory started shrinking down. There were many revolts. There was a lady who told Bindusar that if Chanakya couldn't have killed your mother through his instructions, you wouldn't have been the king. Bindusar realizes his mistake and goes in search of Chanakya. In jungles, he finds Chanakya and requests him, please assume the post of prime minister again. Chanakya declined. Bindusar comes and asks Subandhu, you are the only person who has filled my ears. Go and get Chanakya, otherwise I will kill you. Subandhu goes to the jungle. What a beautiful line said by Chanakya, explained in Chanakya Niti and Kautilya's Arthashastra. Subandhu goes into the jungles and requests Chanakya that please come back to the kingdom. Chanakya gave a beautiful reply. For smooth functioning of the administration, politics is necessary. But do not play politics with the person who has created politics. That was a reply given by Chanakya. And Kautilya's Arthashastra is the first book on geopolitics. So the best example here is Chanakya was because of his wisdom and intelligence. Bindusar is also referred as Amitraghat. Amitraghat means slayer of foes. Foes means enemy. Bindusar in Greek and Latin literature is also called as Antriochates. And Bindusar was succeeded by his son Ashok, the most powerful ruler not only of modern empire but also one of the most powerful rulers of ancient India. So this is majorly about Bindusar. Hope you love the story. Yes, guys, did you understand things? Yes, guys. Okay. Thanks, Gina. Sanjay, the Chanakya's book name was Chanakya Niti that I've told you to read, guys. And please do not start reading 48 Laws of Power, Chanakya Niti and Vidur Niti right now. You have exam in few days. Okay, read it after the exam. And if you want, I'll tell you the crux of the story in one class. I'll take one video after your exam. Okay, in that I'll tell you in 1 hour entire Chanakya Niti. Thanks a lot, Himanshu. Thanks a lot. Yes, please note down fast. Bindusar, his original name was Simhasen. Note down fast, guys, because after this I have to tell you the story of Ashok and then I'll take a break of 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll continue. Bindusar's original name was Simhasen. Deepak, I have not told anything about Ashok as of yet. We'll study about Ashok right now. Okay. Original name was Simhasen. He is also called as Amitra Ghat. He is also called as Amitra Ghat. Very important terminology. That is slayer of foes. F-O-E-S. Foes means enemy. Enemy. Slayer of foes. In Greek and Latin literature, Bindusar is also called as Antriochates. Note this down. Important terminology. In Greek and Latin literature, Bindusar is also referred as Antriochates. Okay. Bindusar, during the end of his reign, accepted Ajivika sect. Ajivika sect are those monks who believed in simple living. Like Chandragupta Maurya accepted Jainism, his son Bindusar accepted Ajivika. So please note down, he accepted Ajivikas. Now let's understand about Ashok. Now pay attention carefully. Ashoka, there is a beautiful story. One battle, it drastically changed Ashoka's life. And this battle compelled Ashoka to accept Buddhism. And that battle in the books of history is referred as Battle of Kaling, which occurred in 261 BC. So what is the story of Ashok? What are the terminologies associated with Ashok? Okay, we'll understand now. Okay, Ajivika. Sanjay, you have a question. Who is Ajivika? Ajivika is not a person. Ajivika is a name of a sect. These are the people, these are the monks who believe in simple living. They renounce everything. Okay, so that is Ajivika. Hope, Sanjay, I've cleared your point. Now let's understand, guys. This is Game of Thrones now. Please understand the entire Chakravyu now. Correct? See, studying history, as I've told you in the very first session, history studying is not boring. We make it boring by going through fact, only fact. Try to understand the logic behind that. So, Bindusar. Historians believe that Bindusar had 16 wives and more than 100 sons, precisely 105 sons. Okay, now what happened? Different historians have a different opinion. Please listen to it very carefully. Now what happened? Bindusar had a son whose name was Sushim. And he had another son whose name was Ashok. Bindusar, he had 16 wives and more than 100 sons. The sons who were competent for the throne were Ashok and Sushim. But Bindusar never wanted his son Ashok to become the ruler. And there is a reason behind that. Why? Historians believe that Ashok, he was born from a non-Kshatriya lady whose name was Shubhadrangi. Simple words, Ashoka's mother Shubhadrangi, she was not a Kshatriya lady. Hence, Bindusar did not wanted Ashok to succeed. But Ashok was very competent, very powerful, and people accepted him. Sushim, he was a very diplomatic person. So Sushim, he suggested his father Bindusar, if Ashok stays in Patliputra, which is the capital of central province, what will happen? I can never assume the throne. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you give one of the regions and make him the governor of that region? So during the Mauryan Empire, the western region was Ujjain, located in Madhya Pradesh. Ashoka was made the governor of Ujjain. Okay? So Ashoka was sent from Patliputra to Ujjain. In between Patliputra to Ujjain, there is another place in Madhya Pradesh which is called as Vidisha. Okay? And at that place, he met a lady called as Devi and he married her. Ashoka. And Ashoka finally came to Ujjain. He became the governor of Ujjain. Ashoka was not a fool. Ashoka knew this. This is the entire plot of his brother, Sushim. After some time, what happened? There was a civil revolt in the region of North, particularly in the region of Takshila. So what happened? Sushim again suggested his father Bindusar, why don't you dispatch Ashok to suppress the civil revolt in Takshila? Because the civil revolt was so strong that Sushim knew that his brother won't come back safely. And when his brother dies, he will assume the power in the center. This was the plan of his brother. And Ashoka knew that this is again a plot created by his brother. Okay? So what happened at this time? Now Bindusar told Ashok, go to Takshila to suppress the revolt. Ashoka knew that this is a plot of his brother, but still he goes to Takshila and suppresses the revolt. Forget about Takshila suppressing the revolt. This was the personality of Ashok, that when he arrived in Takshila, people welcomed him. That was the personality and aura of Ashok. Meanwhile, what happened? Bindusar died. And when Bindusar died, this was seen as an opportunity by Ashok. Historians of different categories write that Ashoka had killed his 99 brothers to acquire the throne of Mauryan Empire. He only spared his one brother, whose name was Tissa. And now he became the ruler of Mauryan Empire. Ashoka is referred as Devanam Piyadasi, beloved of gods. Ashok is referred as Priyadarshini, the most beautiful one. Ashok is referred as Chand Ashok, Ashoka the fiercest, because he used to get angry very easily. He was a very short-tempered personality. Historians believe that Ashoka had created his own well, which was called as Ashoka's hell. If any person has done any crime against women, if he has done any crime against the government, that person would be thrown in that well. And Ashoka used to enjoy these sorts of punishments. One event drastically changed Ashoka's life. And that event was Battle of Kaling, which took place in 261 BC. More than 1 lakh persons were killed in the battle. More than 150,000 were made as prisoners of war. When Ashoka saw the battlefield, it was full of bloodshed. When Ashoka saw himself from head to toe, he was full of blood. Ashoka visited the battlefield. It was full of cut corpses, cut dead bodies, and small children were crying in front of those dead bodies. Ashoka realized his mistake. Immediately, he laid down his weapon and said that if this is the way to become a Chakravartin, Chakravartin basically means the ruler of 4 directions. I don't want to be a Chakravartin. It is not necessary that you win over the people by war, Bheri Ghosh. You can also win over the people by love and peace, Dhamm Ghosh. And from here onwards, Ashoka embraced Buddhism. We come to know about Ashoka from different rock and pillar edicts. There are 14 major rock edicts of Ashoka. And among them, major rock edict number 5 and major rock edict number 13 are very important. Because in major rock edict number 5, it is mentioned, every human is my child. Because when Ashoka saw the battlefield, the cut corpses, the cut dead bodies, he was moved from within. And he said that every human is my child. This is mentioned in major rock edict number 5 of Ashoka. The entire episode, the entire battle of Kaling, which occurred in 261 BC, it finds mention in major rock edict number 13, 1-3 of Ashoka. This is majorly about Ashoka. Did you understand? Yes, guys. How was it? Okay. Shantanu, Kamboj. Okay. Shantanu, you are stuck in Kamboj. Okay. Yes. Kamboj, located in Kashmir. Capital was Rajpur. Okay. No. Deepak, before accepting Buddhism, Ashoka did not follow Jainism. Okay. Thanks, Rukmini. Thanks a lot. No, Ashish Kumarji, Vikramaditya is not related to the same dynasty. Vikramaditya is related to Gupta dynasty, specifically Chandragupta II. Okay, thanks a lot, Prarthana. Thanks a lot, Bhuvnesh. Guys, please note down fast. And then we'll go for a short break and then I'll continue. Okay, Shantanu. It's rock edict number 13. Yes, Shantanu. Please note down. Ashoka during the time of his father, Bindusar, was the governor of Ujjain. He was dispatched by Bindusar. Request, guys, please write a bit faster. He was dispatched by Bindusar to suppress the revolt in Takshila. Ashoka killed his 99 brothers to acquire the throne of Mauryan Empire, except Tissa. Ashoka is called as Priyadarshini. That is the most beautiful one. He is also called as Devanama Priya or Devanama Piyadasi. He is also called as Priyadarshini, the most beautiful one, or Devanama Priya or Devanama Piyadasi, that is beloved of gods. Yes, question from Tush and Sanju. Why did he leave Tissa? Because Tissa was loyal to his brother Ashok. Okay. There was one minister. If I tell you the entire story in depth and detail, it will take a long time. But there was one minister whose name was Radha Gupt. Radha Gupt and Tissa, both of them helped Ashok in occupying the throne. Hence, he left his brother Tissa. Got the point, Tush and Sanju? Please make a correction. This is not 12, this is 13. Rock edict number. Okay. So it's called as Devanama Priya or Devanama Piyadasi. See, there are certain mistakes in the PDF or PPT. Okay, guys. And whenever there is a mistake, I will tell you where there is a mistake. So please do not worry about it. Battle of Kaling, which occurred in 261 BC. Battle of Kaling, which occurred in 261 BC, drastically changed Ashoka's life. After Battle of Kaling, Ashoka abandoned Bheri Ghosh. That is conquest by war. And accepted Dhamma Ghosh. That is conquest by love and peace. Ashoka embraced Buddhism during the end of his reign. Yes. Ashoka, after Battle of Kaling, Ashoka abandoned Bheri Ghosh, that is conquest by war, and accepted Dhamma Ghosh, that is conquest by love and peace. Clear, Ram Karanji? Clear, Shivani? Yes, Himanshu, I'll answer your question. He accepted Buddhism during the end of his reign. Please do not tell, sir, there's a mistake in the PPT. I am correcting the mistake. Listen to me carefully. Battle of Kaling finds mention in Rock Edict number 13, 1-3 of Ashok. I am repeating, I am correcting the mistake. Major Rock Edict number 13, 1-3. Please note down. Battle of Kaling finds mention in Major Rock Edict number 13, 1-3 of Ashok. And last line, note down. Rock Edict number 5 mentions that every human is my child. Che, what do you want me to repeat? The Battle of Kaling finds mention in Rock Edict number 13, not 12. I repeat 13, 1-3. Rock Edict number 5 mentions that every human is my child. Yes, Bhuvnesh. See, there are two views of historians. Like, as I've told you, when he was moving towards Ujjain, he met a lady named as Devi. After meeting Devi and marrying her, he accepted Buddhism. Some historians believe that immediately after Battle of Kaling, he accepted Buddhism. Okay, Bhuvnesh? Okay. One more thing. Rock edict number 5. Note down. Rock edict number 5 mentions about Dhamma Mahamatras. Dhamma Mahamatras. Yes, very good, Harsh. Cambodia also mentioned in Rock edict number 13. Rock edict number 5 mentions about Dhamma Mahamatras. Right further, officers responsible for propagating Dhamma. Dhamma means policy of Buddhism. Officers responsible for propagating Dhamma. Last point. Ashoka sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka to propagate Dhamma or Buddhism. Ashoka sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is also referred as Ceylon. Okay. Now, next, just within 5 minutes, I'll explain you the administration. And then after a short break, I'll start with Buddhism. Okay. Now, listen to me very carefully. There are few terminologies that you have to remember. Okay. Very few terminologies. Try to understand this thing within next 5 minutes. Listen to me. Who is at the apex of the administration? King. Now, king is assisted in performance of his duties by whom? Council of Ministers. So these Council of Ministers are called as Mantri Parishad. So the entire Mantri Parishad is headed by one person, and that person is called as Mantri Parishad Adhyaksha or Pradhan Mantri. Again, I will repeat. At the apex of the administration, we have king. Okay? King, who is also referred as Swami. Now, king or Swami is assisted in performance of his duty by Mantri Parishad. That is Council of Minister. So these Council of Ministers would be headed by somebody. So who is this somebody called? This somebody is called as Mantri Parishad Adhyaksha. Okay? So very simple language. Mantri Parishad Adhyaksha is acting as a channel of communication between whom? Swami and Mantri Parishad. Okay? Now, there are different departments in Mantri Parishad. Okay? Like I'll give you example of like Kautilya's Arthashastra mentions about 33 to 34 departments. Like I'll give you a few examples. Like there is a department called as Sita Adhyaksh. Sita Adhyaksh, he is responsible for land revenue collection or agricultural department. Lavan Adhyaksh, salt department. Okay. Then specifically Sanidhata, royal treasury. I'll make you note down this terminologies. Just do not worry about this. Okay. Patan Adhyaksh, head of the ports. Antapal. Antapal means governor of frontiers. Durg. Durg during that time was called as fort. So Durgpal means governor of forts. So these are the different departments. Okay. Now, here I have told you one thing, that the Mauryan Empire, it was divided into 5 provinces. So just pay attention carefully. Mauryan Empire was divided into 5 provinces: Central, North, South, East, West. Central province, the capital was Patliputra. Northern province, the capital was, yes, the northern province capital was Takshila. Southern province, the capital was Suvarnagiri, Karnataka. Eastern province, the capital was Tosali. Northern province, Takshila. Central, Patliputra. Southern, Suvarnagiri. And Western, Ujjain. So, during the time of Mauryan Empire, the Mauryan provinces was divided into 5 parts: Central, North, South, East, West. Who is going to take care of the administration in center? King. Who is going to take care of the administration in rest of the provinces? North, South, East, West. In rest of the provinces, the administration will be taken care of by the governors. I had given you example. Bindusar had appointed his son Ashoka as the governor of Ujjain. So governors will take care of the administration in North, South, East, West. Okay? And these governors specifically were referred as Kumar Amatya. I will repeat. Please do not get confused. King was assisted in performance of his duties by Council of Ministers. These Council of Ministers are called as Mantri Parishad. Now, Mantri Parishad is headed by Pradhan Mantri or Mantri Parishad Adhyaksh. Okay? Now, there are different departments in Mantri Parishad, like Durgapal, Antapal, Patan Adhyaksh, and so on. So, Kautilya's Arthashastra mentions about 33 to 34 departments. Mauryan Empire is divided into 5 provinces: North, South, East, West, Central. Central capital is Patliputra. Your king will be responsible for administration. But in the other provinces, who will take care of the administration? Governor. Governor are referred as Kumar Amatyas. Okay? Now, there are 3 officers who will assist the governor in performance of duties: Rajuka, Yukta, and Pradeshika. Okay? So these are the officers who will assist the governor in performance of his duty. So this is about the central and the provinces. But what about the grassroots level? What about the villages? So villages during the Mauryan Empire was referred as Gram. And the administration of Gram was taken care by Gramika. Point is clear? Yes. Do you want me to repeat? Please ask. Is the point clear? Is the concept clear? Fast. Yes. Is it clear? Repeat. Okay. Okay, Mayank, it's clear. Nivedita, it's clear. Now listen. I'll talk about the administration. I'll repeat in 30 seconds. Okay. I guess it's not clear just to 2 people, Dhanush and Rukmini. I'll repeat it, do not worry. Just listen to me carefully. In the center, the administration was taken care by the king. Okay. Now, king, he is performing his duties with the help of whom? Council of Ministers. These Council of Ministers are called as Mantri Parishad. Now, Mantri Parishad is headed by whom? Mantri Parishad Adhyaksh. He is the Prime Minister. Like I have given you the example of Chanakya. Chanakya was a Prime Minister to Chandragupta Maurya. He was Prime Minister to Bindusar. Correct? So, Mantri Parishad Adhyaksh or Pradhan Mantri, he is acting as a channel of communication between King and Mantri Parishad. First point. Got it? Next point. What about the administration in other provinces? King is taking care of the administration in center. What about others? So king will appoint governor for these provinces. Okay? These governors are referred as Kumar Amatya. So like king requires somebody for performing his duties. Similarly, these governors also require somebody to perform their duties. So they are Rajuka, Yukta and Pradeshika. These are the officers at the provincial level. Okay, coming to the grassroots level, village level, the village was called as gram, and the administration in the gram was taken care by whom? Gramika. Okay, it was taken care by Gramika. Now, did you get the point? Param, Rajuka, Yukta, and Pradeshika are the officers who are going to assist at the provincial level. Now clear? Okay. Guys, first note this down. King or Swami, Mantri Parishad Adhyaksha. Note this down. Right further. King was assisted in performance of his duties. King was assisted in performance of his duties by Mantri Parishad or Council of Ministers. Mantri Parishad was headed by Pradhan Mantri or Mantri Parishad Adhyaksh. As per Kautilya's Arthashastra, there are 33 to 34 departments in Mantri Parishad. Some of the important ones are, note down along with me. Sita Adhyaksh, Head of Agricultural Department. Durgpal, Governor of Forts, because Durg means forts. Durgpal, Governor of Forts. Patan Adhyaksh, Head of Ports Department, Ports. Sita Adhyaksh, Durgpal, Patan Adhyaksh. Sani Dhata, Royal Treasury, Head of Royal Treasury. Lavan Adhyaksh. Any guess? Any guess? Lavan, yesterday itself I've told you about Lavan. What is Lavan? Very good, Ashish. Very good, Harsh. Roji. Very good, everyone. Nagulan, Himanshu. Yes, Rukmini, Pankaj, Pratibha, Abhishek. Very good. Head of Salt Department. Yes, Head of Salt Department. Deepak, Sita Adhyaksh was the Head of Agricultural Department. Lavan Adhyaksh, Head of Salt Department. Potwa Adhyaksh, Head of Weights and Measures. Potwa Adhyaksh, Head of Weights and Measures. Harish, you have asked me a question. What is Patan Adhyaksh? Head of Ports Department, Port. Okay. Coming back. Note this down. North Takshila, South Suvarnagiri, Center Patliputra, East Tosli, West Ujjain. First draw this and then I'll dictate. Sanidhya, Patan Adhyaksh was the head of Port Department. Shantanu, Sanidhata is Royal Treasury, head of Royal Treasury. Pratap, Salt Department, it is, precisely speaking, Salt Department is Lavan Adhyaksh. Okay, note down this fast. Okay, note now, please note. Mauryan Empire was divided into 5 provinces. Bhutaraju, Potwadhyaksh is head of weights and measures. Weights and measures. Mauryan Empire was divided into 5 provinces. The administration of the provinces was taken care by provincial governors called as Kumar Amatya. He was assisted by Rajuka, Yukta and Pradeshika. The basic unit of administration was Gram or village, headed by Gramika. The basic unit of administration was Gram or village, headed by Gramika. Okay? Done? Now, just here you have to note down spy system. So here, just note down there are 2 kinds of spies. One is Sansthan and one is Sanchari. I'll give you an example. Suppose king has started a particular policy for the welfare of the people. Is that policy properly implemented at the grassroots level or not? Who will take care of this? It will be taken care of by Sansthan. So Sansthan will bring information from within the kingdom. So these are stationary spies. Stationary spy mean what is happening in the kingdom, which minister is corrupt, which minister is performing his duty in an honest manner. So this will be taken care by Sansthan, stationary spy. Sanchari. Sanchari are wandering spies. Which king is planning to attack the kingdom of Patliputra? Or which king is making an alliance against Chandragupta Maurya or Bindusar? So they will bring information from outside kingdom. These are called as Sanchari. Sansthan is a stationary spies. Sanchari are wandering spies. Okay? So this is majorly about the spy department. Note down. In fact, women were employed as spies and the women were referred as Vishkanyas. Okay? Note down fast. There were 2 kinds of spies. Yes, correct. Very good, Harsh. IB ACIO is a mixture of both. Yes, yes, perfect. IB plus raw. Very good, Deepak. Simple word. Sansthan, IB. Sanchari, raw. Got it? So, please note down, there are 2 kinds of spies. Sansthan, stationary spies. Sanchari, wandering spies. Sanchari, wandering spies. And note down one more thing. Spy department was headed by Good Purush. Please note them down. Otherwise, on the Telegram group, you will say that, sir, you did not mention this and that and this and so. So please note down. Okay. Spy department was headed by Good Purush. Female spies were called as Wish Kanyas. Female spies were called as Wish Kanyas. Okay. Now, Himanshu, I remember your question and I'll answer your question now. You had a question, sir, specifically, why specifically not, like specifically Dhanananda, specifically Nanda dynasty was a Shudra dynasty. And the Mauryan Empire, they claimed to be themselves as a Kshatriya. So their descent was the same, but still they had that clannish spirit in their mind. My friend, the Kshatriya dynasty would further be replaced by a Brahmin dynasty whose name was Shunga dynasty. So Shunga dynasty, which was founded by what we say Pushyamitra Shung, he was a fanatic follower of Brahmanism, followed by Kanva dynasty, another Brahmin dynasty, followed by Satvahan, another Brahmin dynasty. So more than clannish spirit, here they followed the spirit of imperialism, expansionism. Okay? But still, to an extent, they had a clannish spirit in what sense? In the sense of succession. Got the points, Himanshu? Have I made myself clear? Yes, guys. Buddhism, we have to start. Take a break. It's exactly 4 minutes. What's the time? Yes, correct, Shantanu. You are correct. The time is exactly 4 o'clock. Exactly 4 o'clock. 4:10, we will gather again. Okay? 4:10. Exactly 10 minutes break. Because the class after that I'll take for 35 to 40 minutes. Because I have another class again. Okay? Joel, you want me to repeat the last material. Okay? The last thing that I said was the spy department was headed by Good Purush. Who is Good Purush? He is the head of spy department. Under him, 2 spies are working. Sansthan and Sanchari. Sansthan is a stationary spy. Sanchari, it's a wandering spy. And even women were employed as spies. Women were referred as Vishkanya. Is it clear, Joel? Yes, Che. Take a break. Take a break. Don't worry. Take a break of 10 minutes. Which one? About the Brahmin Kshatriya rule. Yes. I was saying that Himanshu had asked me a question, sir, why they followed casteism particularly in succession. See, like as I've told you, like Ashoka was succeeded by Bindusar, but Bindusar did not wanted him to succeed because he was not born from a Kshatriya lady. Okay, this was a question of Himanshu, I guess, previously. So in that case, in the dynasty, usually they followed one rule. And what was that rule? Majorly the Kshatriya rulers should succeed. Or a person who was born from a Kshatriya lady should succeed. So that was followed majorly in succession. Okay, Joel? Got it? Clear? Okay. Take a break of 5 to 10 minutes. 4:10, we will regather again. Joel, is it clear? Okay, thank you. Yes, guys, reassembled again. Yes, guys, reassembled again. Audible and visible properly? Okay, Mayank, thank you. Harsh, thank you. Okay. I'm 1 minute early. Okay. Audible. Thank you. Now, class hardly of 35 minutes more. And then I'll stop. Okay, guys? Is it okay, like from day after tomorrow, if I go for an extra class of something, half an hour or more? Is it okay with every one of you? Because see, I cannot directly go for running with the facts. But in that case, I have to make things interesting by going through different stories and so on. So is it okay with that? Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys. Thank you. Now let's start with new chapter, Buddhism. Okay. Now, I have seen many students asking me a very simple question. And they ask me a question, sir, how to remember the facts of Buddhism? Like, sir, these facts, like it is specifically all about how do we remember, how do we memorize them? I'll tell you few important facts. I'll note them down on the board. Okay. If you want, please note them down along with me and I'll explain what you need to remember. Again, I'll tell you a very beautiful story. Do not worry. Note it down along with me. I'll explain everything. Hamam, don't worry. I'll explain everything. Do not worry. Just note it down. Just relax. Just chill. I'll explain everything. Take a chill pill, my friend. Just relax. Did you note down? Yes. Shall I start? Yes, very good, Harsh. In search of knowledge, Mahabhinishkraman. Very good. Now, for the next 10 minutes, listen to an enlightening story. And in this story, okay, no, Bhuvnesh, you are not late, you're on time, you're on perfect time. And in this story, you are going to just, if you focus on the story, listen to the story in a chronological manner, in a systematic manner, I'm pretty sure you just have to remember the name, and what is behind the name, you don't need to remember anything. Okay? Now, Buddha's original name was Siddhartha. His father's name was Shuddhodan and his mother's name was Mahamaya. His father, Shuddhodan, he was the chief of Sakya clan and he was ruling in the region of Kapilavastu. Now, once upon a time, his mother, Mahamaya, was pregnant and she saw a very weird dream. And the dream was like she had seen a white elephant in the dream, and that white elephant had 1.5 tusk. The next morning, when she woke up, she spoke about this dream to her husband, Shuddhodan, and she said that I have seen this weird dream. Shuddhodan, he called an astrologer and he asked the astrologer, please decode this dream. So the astrologer was like, okay, I'll decode this. He said that you are going to get 2 news. One is a good news, other one is a bad news. At that time, Mahamaya, so what we say, so Siddharth or Buddha's mother, she said that I will deliver this, either it is a baby boy or a baby girl, I'll deliver this child at Lumbini, my home place, my native. So she started moving from Kapilavastu to Lumbini. And as soon as she reached Lumbini, she started getting labor pains. And she delivered a baby boy under a sal tree. And that boy was referred as Siddharth. The birth of Siddharth is celebrated in India as Buddha Purnima. And in various Southeast Asian countries, the birth of Siddharth or Buddha is celebrated as Vesaka. As the astrologer said, you'll get 2 news. One is a good news and the other one is a bad news. So the good news was the boy was born. And the bad news was immediately after the 7 days, Mahamaya, mother of Buddha or Siddharth, passed away. After some time, an astrologer visited Shuddhodan, father of Siddharth, and said, your son is going to become a religious guru. His father became disheartened. I have created such a huge empire in the Sakya clan in Kapilavastu, and if my sons become specifically a religious guru, what will I do with this empire? Siddharth was being raised by his aunt, whose name was Prajapati Gautami. So father was Shuddhodan, mother was Mahamaya, his aunt was Prajapati Gautami. And in that case, precisely speaking, Siddharth at this time, it is said that he never saw what is pain, what is dukh, what is suffering. So it is said that at the age of 16, Siddharth was married to Yashodhara, his wife. After some time, he had a son named as Rahul. So these are the few characters associated with his life: Shuddhodan, father; Mahamaya, mother; Prajapati Gautami, his aunt; Yashodhara, his wife; Rahula, his son. So at the age of 29, once upon a time, he went along with his charioteer to go for the Nagar Brahman. He was driving down the town. He saw 4 things which drastically changed his life. And these 4 things precisely are: an old man bent with age, sick man groaning with pain, a dead body, and a sannyasi, an ascetic. And he was very much fascinated by that ascetic, and he went and asked him, when there is so much of dukh, pain, suffering in this world, how come you are so calm, cool, and composed? That sannyasi gave a very simple reply. And sannyasi said, it's a hypothetical story. And the sannyasi said that there was a treasure once upon a time, and that treasure needs to be hidden by the gods. So every one of them decided that they are going to hide this treasure, particularly beneath the earth. So one god suggested, in the coming years, this treasure is not safe from the humans because science and technology will develop by leaps and bounds. And humans can reach beneath the earth. True, accepted. One god suggested, keep this treasure in the space. If humans can reach beneath the earth, they can also reach the space. One god suggested, do not hide it anywhere. Hide it within the humans, because humans are never going to dive deep inside themselves. Because if the humans dive deep inside themselves, the treasure belongs to them. By this conversation, Siddharth, he decided to renounce his worldly life at the age of 29 and go in search of knowledge. So He renounced his worldly life at the age of 29 in the midnight. And that process in the history of Buddhism is called as Mahabhinishkraman. Simple words, the process of renouncing the worldly life. This is one part of the story. Moving ahead with the next part. After renouncing his worldly life, Siddharth, he visited the place Rajgriha for the first time. And at that time, the ruler of Rajgriha was, this person, Bimbisar. And Bimbisar was a very good friend of his father, Shuddhodhan. He said that, keep 1/4 of my kingdom. Siddharth said, I am a prince. In that case, if I had the thirst for power and the kingdom, why could I have renounced my own kingdom? So it is said that Siddharth renounced everything and he promised Bimbisar that I will come back to your kingdom again. From Rajgriha, he goes to Vaishali, and at Vaishali, he meets two people. One is Alara Kalam and second is Udak at Vaishali. And at Vaishali, he learned spiritual practices from Udak and Alara Kalam. He became so expert in meditative practices that it is said that Udak said that instead of me, now you teach the students the meditation. He said, no, I am on a very different mission in search of truth. Till the age of 35, he kept on wandering from place to place. And at the age of 35, he finally reached a place called as Gaya. And when he reached a place called as Gaya, he fell on the banks of Niranjana or Falgu river. There was a farmer's daughter whose name was Sujata. She was passing by and she saw that somebody has fainted here. She immediately offered Siddharth a rice milk to eat. After consuming rice milk, Siddharth sat under a peepal tree on the banks of Niranjana or Falgu river for the next 49 days. On the 49th day, Siddharth attained Nirvana. Nirvana means enlightenment. And from now onwards, Siddharth was called as Buddha. Siddharth is also called as Sakya Muni. Why? Because he belonged to the Sakya clan. His father was the head of Sakya clan, which was established approximately around 570 BC or something. Okay? Kaaba, you have asked me a question. What was the period of Sakya clan? So it was 575-80 BC. So, precisely speaking, at that time, he was the head of the Sakya clan. Hence, he was called as Sakya Muni. Siddharth or Buddha now also was called as Tathagat. Tathagat means pathfinder of the truth. And as soon as Siddharth or Buddha attained Nirvana, the first mudra that was performed by him is Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. He's sitting in a yogic posture and with his hand, he's touching the Mother Earth. What is the significance of Bhumi Sparsha Mudra? I have attained knowledge. What is the evidence of this? Mother Earth is the evidence of this. After some time, he attained Nirvana at the age of 35, okay? At a place called as Gaya, on the banks of Niranjana or Falgu river under a peepal tree. He delivered his first pravachan. He delivered his first sermon at a place called as Sarnath near Varanasi in UP. And that process is called as Dharma Chakra Parivartan. So, Mahabhinishkraman, renouncing the home to acquire knowledge. Nirvana, that is, you have acquired knowledge, enlightenment. Dharma Chakra Parivartan, first sermon or first pravachan. Okay? And till the age of 80, he delivered many sermons throughout the country. He delivered many sermons at different places across India. And in these sermons, you have many things to learn, guys. I'll tell you one of the few sermons, one of the few stories associated with the life of Buddha. I'll give you a small example. A person, he came to Buddha and asked a question, what is the value of life? Okay, so a hypothetical one, Buddha picked up one stone and he gave it to that person and said, Go and find the value of the stone without selling it. The person was okay. He goes to a vegetable seller and says this, if I give you the stone, how many vegetables will you give me? He said that, give me money and take the vegetables. Okay. He goes to another person who was selling certain fruits. He said, this stone looks a bit good. It can work like a showpiece for me. So he said that I will give you 2 melons for this. Okay. But Buddha had told, do not sell this. Now he goes to a jewelry shop. And when he goes to a jewelry shop, jeweler says that I'll give you so and so money for this. This person was really astonished, surprised. Then he goes to a diamond seller. Diamond seller says that I have 2 castles in this city. I have 3 to 4 shops in the city. And even if I sell all of them, I won't be able to repay for the stone. This is a stone from the Shah of the Central Asia, from the rulers of Central Asia. Okay, so this person goes to Buddha and narrates the entire story. So Buddha asked him, did you learn what is the value of life? He said, no. He said, you went to the vegetable seller. He said he won't be giving you a single penny for this. Then you went to the fruit seller. He said that I'll give you 2 melons for this. But the actual thing, or the actual, what we say, price of this stone was being realized by the diamond seller. In very simple words, you will be judged every time, but your price will not decrease even if you are judged. Very simple words. That is the value of life. People will judge you according to the basic of the knowledge that they have. So in that case, if the stone starts losing its confidence, the stone's value will not decline. Similarly, that is the value of life. Keep on focusing on what you are doing. Some or the other day, you will find a person, you will find that post which will attract you. So that is the value of life. So Buddha delivered many sermons across India. And at the age of 80, he died at a place called as Kushinagar or Pawa. And at specifically the process is called as Mahaparinirvan in the, what we say, simple words, Mahaparinirvan in the history of Buddhism. I'll tell you one more interesting thing. Like, Buddha was having his last meal. And when Buddha was having his last meal from Kunda was a blacksmith. So he moved to Vaishali and he said to his followers, the time of passing by is near. So he goes into Vaishali, he starts staying in a hut. He had one very favorite follower of his, whose name was Anand. He was staying along with him during his last days. So one night, Buddha heard of somebody crying outside his hut. So he asked Anand, who is crying outside my hut? He said that I don't know, but some unidentified person is crying outside your hut. Buddha said, immediately call him. He was being called in. And simple words, like he came in. So Buddha asked him, why are you crying? So that person said, I have heard that you are going to relinquish your body now. He said that, yes, everyone who has come has to die. So that person asked him one question, then who will show us the further path in life? Many historians believe that, many Buddhist scholars believe that these are among the last words of Buddha. And Buddha said, Apa Deepo Bhava. I repeat, Apa Deepo Bhava. Be your own light. Nobody is going to come in this world to save you. You have to save yourself. People can only show you the direction, that's it. These are the last words of Buddha. And Buddha died at the age of 80 at a place called as Kushinagar or Pawa. And this process in the history of Buddhism is called as Mahaparinirvan. So very simple words. I'll come back to these terminologies. Vesaka, birth of Buddha in Southeast Asian countries. Buddha Purnima, India, process of renouncing the home. Mahabhinishkraman. Nirvan, attainment of knowledge. After attaining the knowledge, first mudra performed, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. First sermon at Sarnath near Varanasi, Dharma Chakra Parivartan. Since he belonged to Sakya clan, Sakya Muni. Tathagat, pathfinder of truth. Then he died at a place called as Kushinagar Pava, Mahaparinirvan. Got it? Clear? Interesting? Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot, China. You have noted these terminologies now? Just in front of these terminologies, make an arrow and start noting down the things. Mahabhinishkraman Bhuvnesh is when Buddha or when Siddharth, he left his home in search of knowledge. That is called as Mahabhinishkraman. Okay? Yes. Please note down things, guys. Siddharth was the father, sorry, Shuddhodhan was the father of Siddharth. Mahamaya was mother. I will explain, Samir. We have many things to study in Buddhism. I'll explain about Buddhist council. Don't worry. Bodhi tree, Ramkaran, Bodhi tree, it's a place, it's a people tree. That people tree under which Siddhartha attained Nirvana, and from here onwards he was called as Buddha. So that people tree henceforward came to be called as Bodhi tree. Okay, Ramkaran? Okay. Mother's name was Mahamaya. Siddhartha was raised up by his aunt Prajapati Gautami. Himanshu, there are no 12 avatars of Lord Sri Hari. There are 10 avatars of Sri Hari. And one among them is Buddha. Okay. Hence it is said that Sri Hari has 10 avatars, Dash avatar, not 12 avatars. Okay. Yes. Buddha Purnima, birth of Buddha. Mahabhinishkraman, process of renunciation. Yes, Che, Buddha Purnima, birth of Buddha. Mahabhinishkraman, process of renunciation. Ramkaram, Buddhism is a religion through which a new philosophy came out. Okay. So it's a diplomatic answer for this question. Buddhism is a religion through which a new philosophy came out. So Mahabhinishkraman, process of renunciation. Nirvana, enlightenment. Dharma Chakra Parivartan. First sermon at Sarnath, Varanasi. Yes, Joel. Vesaka is birth of Buddha in Southeast Asian countries. Himanshu, the name of his aunt was Prajapati Gautami. Dharma Chakra Parivartan. First sermon at Sarnath, Varanasi. Mahaparinirvan. Death of Buddha at Kushinagar or Pava. Okay. Now let's understand few things or few concepts in short. That is the explanation in the PDF, what I've narrated the entire story. Okay. Yes, Joel, you have a question. What is Vesaka? Vesaka is birth of Buddha in Southeast Asian countries. Now let's understand the philosophy. Draw this chart first. Draw this chart. Yes, Che, Tathagat means pathfinder of truth. Draw this fast. Yes, Siya and Che, Tathagat means pathfinder of truth. Now, this is the last topic for the today, and tomorrow I'll continue from here. Siya, Sakya Muni. As I've told, like his father, Siddharth's father, Shuddhodhan, he belonged to Sakya clan. Hence, Siddharth was called as Sakya Muni. Okay? Bhumi Sparsh Mudra Santumbi, as I've told, that Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, when Buddha attained Nirvana, he performed that mudra. And what is the significance of that mudra? I have attained knowledge. Who is the evidence? Mother Earth. Okay, Santumbi? Sanjay, Vesaka, I have told many times, Vesaka means birth of Buddha in Southeast Asian countries. Like in India, it is celebrated as Buddha Purnima. There it is celebrated as Vesaka. Draw this. Once it is done, please let me know. I'll explain this in next 5 minutes. Che, Sakya Muni, as I've told you, that his father, he was the head of Sakya clan. Hence, he is called as Sakya Muni. Acha, Tush, I have a great tolerance. See, the point is, patience is the best thing that you can generate within yourself. Because in that case, if you keep on reacting to everything, see, one thing should be done in life. If you want to be successful, I'll tell you one of the principles that I've learned. And that principle is, guys, learn to respond, not to react. Because what will happen, once you start reacting, at the end, you'll realize one thing, the ultimate victim is yourself. But once you start responding, you'll start analyzing one thing, automatically things will start falling in line, automatically. So, Tush, it comes through habit. Okay. Now, let's understand about this within short. These are the 4 noble truths and 8-fold path. Now, I'll make you understand about few important aspects. What are 4 noble truths? Everyone who is born, he has to suffer. Correct? Can you tell me one person around you, or can you tell me about yourself, that anybody who is completely fulfilled? See, the person who is born has to suffer. And there is a reason for suffering. There is a cause of suffering. And in 90% of the cases, we ourselves are the cause of suffering. And if there is a cause of suffering, the suffering could be ended. And the path to end that suffering is called as 8-fold path or Madhyam Marg. Okay. Like, I'll tell you one important example. This Madhyam Marg is categorized into 3 parts: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Now, what is wisdom? Wisdom is nothing but knowledge plus experience. This is more of a philosophy part, but just remember one thing. Human mind has a very different curiosity. If I ask you, don't do this, what will happen? First, my mind will say this, do this. Correct? So suppose there's a small boy, there's a small child. If you ask him, do not go near the fire, you'll get burnt. He has the knowledge, if I go near the fire, my hands will get burned. But still he goes near the fire. Now he experiences it. That is nothing but wisdom. For the next time, whenever he will see fire, he will see it 20 feet away. Why? Initially, he had knowledge. Now he has experience both. Okay? Wisdom, knowledge plus experience. Ethical conduct. Ethical conduct basically means what? Whatever good qualities that you have learned in life, if it is not reflected in your character, these are worthless. Education without character. Correct? A worthless thing. Politics without principle. Correct? You people belong to different parts of the country. We guys are here on a very unifying platform. Now tell me one thing. Tell me any of the elections that is fought in India without casteist lines, without money. So there is development of politics, but where is the principle behind the politics? There is no principles. People Like in the rural areas, you might have seen that people vote for money and alcohol. This is the truth of the Indian society. Isn't that true? So here, whatever good things that you have learned, it should be reflected in your character. And finally, nothing is possible without mental discipline. I'll tell you a beautiful story about this as well. Correct? So in wisdom, we need to understand two things, right understanding and right thought. Right understanding here simply says that desire and attachment is the root cause of sorrow. Attachment to a book, attachment to a property, attachment to money, attachment to a person is the root cause of sorrow. And desire. Okay, like I'll give you a very small example. I was watching one of the videos on Instagram. I was scrolling through the reels of Insta, and I came across one reel with a very beautiful message. And that reel had that there's one person, he's in a Lamborghini, and besides him, there's another person in a car, Honda City. So he had, I wish I could had a Lamborghini. Beside Honda City, there was a person who was in I-20. I wish I had a Honda City. Besides him, there was a person who was on a bike. I wish I had a I-20. Besides bike, there was a person who was on a bicycle. He was like, I wish I had a bike. Besides him, there was a person who was walking. He said, I wish I had a cycle. And besides him, there was a person who was physically handicapped. The point here is desire has no limits. We need to understand this. And right thought here is, first thing, stay away from empty rites and rituals. Now tell me one thing. It's a custom specifically in India that suppose if you are going for a particular good work, if you're going for an examination, we have curd and sugar. True? Suppose if you're going for an examination, you have studied throughout the year, you have worked very hard for your IB examination. And in that case, you forget to have sugar and curd. Will you get fail? No, obviously, because you have studied. But if you have 1 kg of sugar and curd, and if you have not studied throughout your 2 to 3 months, obviously you will fail. So right thought teaches us one thing: stay away from empty rites and rituals. Okay? Right speech, speak the truth. Right livelihood and right action. Right livelihood and right action teaches us one thing: earn your money through your sweat, hard work. Right effort, try to reduce the bad karmas and increase the good karmas. Right concentration and right mindfulness. I'll tell you one important story about this. And I'm pretty sure 2 stories that I'm going to tell you within next 1 minute will change your thinking pattern. Right now, you might be having many people. Okay, usually what happens, there's a problem with us. We are surrounded with such peoples. In that case, 90% of the people discourage us and 10% of them encourage us. True? And in that case, in such a situation, maintaining our thought balance and focusing on our work, it is a very tedious task. Correct? So I'll give you a very small example. You might have heard about Birbal. Okay. So there was one person, he goes to Birbal, and he was a very wealthy merchant, and he says that I have earned a lot of money, and I have not only spent that money on myself, I have spent that money on different charitable activities, but still people criticize me. Still people say that he has not earned his money by hard means. He is a thief. And I feel very sorry. I feel very upset for this, and I cannot focus on my work. Birbal said, okay, we'll go from one end of the village to the other end of the village, and there's a road from one end to the other end. We will walk on that road, and I will listen to what people are saying. Okay, but there is one condition. You will have a bowl filled with water, okay, till the brim, and not even a single drop of water should fall from that bowl. Not even a single drop. He said, okay. Both of them started walking. At the end of the road, Birbal says, really, yaar, you are not a good guy. People are speaking something bad about you. So didn't you listen what people were saying about you? This person said, I thought you are a very intelligent person, but you are a fool, Birbalji. He said, why? In fact, you only said not even a single drop of water should fall from the bowl. So my entire focus was on the bowl. How can I listen to what people were saying? Here, Birbal said, did you get the answer? Forget about what people are saying. Focus on what you're doing. Right concentration. And right mindfulness, or specifically, there's a beautiful story. Your thoughts play a very important role in your life. Very important role. Okay. Usually when I guide students for the UPSC, many students have a bit of psychological problems. So like sometimes we feel one thing, we work hard, but one thought, it destroys our entire attention, our entire concentration. If I fail, it might be happening with you guys as well. I'm going through the lectures, I'm making notes, I'm revising the concepts, I'm going through the test series, everything. But if I fail, my friends, please keep your thoughts positive, because thoughts have a very huge impact on an individual's life. I'll give you a very small example about this. This was a research done in one of the universities. I cannot recollect the name of the university. You can Google it. There, it was that a prisoner was to be given a sentence, death sentence. So the prisoner requested the court that I want a death sentence in a lighter form. Means I don't want a death penalty in the form of hanging till death. Inject me a poison and I will die. Court accepted this. So there were certain scientists who wanted to do a research on this person. And they requested the court that we want to do a scientific research on this person. And we want to give him death by a snake bite. But we want to experiment something else. Court gave them the orders. Yes, you can do whatever you wish to. So what happened? This person was told that you will be bitten by a snake and probably after 1 hour you will die because of the venom in the snake. But there is one condition. Before we give you the snake bite, we will have a cloth on your eyes. You cannot watch it. He said, okay, I don't have any issue. So his eyes were being covered by a cloth and the hiss sound of a snake was taken near his ear. And he was not given a snake bite. 2 pins were being pinched near his knees. Okay, not a snake bite, 2 pins, normal pins. My friends, you won't believe that that person died after 2 hours. After an autopsy report, you cannot believe, my friends, the same venom was found in that person which is found in the snake. That is nothing but power of your thoughts. I'm not lying. You can Google. You are, what we say, intelligent enough guys. You can Google the story. You can Google this entire research. That is the power of thoughts. One negative thought can completely destroy your purpose, your goal, your vision, your intention. So this is all about 4 noble truth and 8-fold path. Did you get the points, guys? Yes, please let me know. Acha, you gave your first by having dahi chini. Okay, Himanshu. This time, along with dahi chini, also put in a lot of efforts. Okay. See the story, Deepak, like who asked? Deepak has asked me a question. Bhuvnesh has asked me a question. See, it's not about the venom. It's about the reflux of the thoughts and the hormones. Correct? This was a research that was being done. Like, for example, I'll give you a very small example. Just try to do this. Suppose in the evening, you want to go for a walk. You want to go to the gym. You hit the gym in the evening. Now you want to do a solid exercise. And in that case, what happens? You listen to a very rocking music, a hard music. Okay. And that gives you enjoyment. Because your hormones, your thoughts at that time are different. Wake up early in the morning at the 4 o'clock, listen to the same music. I'm pretty sure you will be annoyed by the same music. Music is same, your cell phone is same, your earpods or earbuds are same. Thoughts are different. Emotions are different. Hope, Deepak and who had asked, Bhuvnesh, you have asked me the question. So your body has a reflex towards your thoughts. Getting the points clear? So guys, with this, I will end my today's session. Hope you enjoyed the session. Hope you learned a lot. Okay. I'll be posting up a few questions on the Telegram channel. And in that case, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be covering up with Buddhist councils. We'll start with Jainism, Sangamej, and Guptas. Okay, guys? So hope the session was interesting. Yes, Hamam, don't worry. I'll be covering 4 Buddhist council, not first one. I'll cover all the Buddhist council. Do not worry. Okay? So, guys, thanks a lot, Tush. Thanks a lot. Telegram name, I guess, IB ACIO English. Okay? IB ACIO English. Thanks a lot, Roger. Thanks a lot. Let me tell you the name of the Telegram channel. Just a second. Just hold on. Yes. IB ACIO EN English batch. Okay. Okay, guys. See you. And please keep on revising the concept. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. See, within 1 or 2 days, I'll be completing with ancient India. I'll inform you one thing before. Within 1 to 2 days, we'll be completing the major part of ancient India. And I don't know about the medieval India who will be teaching, but probably certain cases I would be teaching the entire history, medieval and modern. But for now, I think is key ancient would be taught by me majorly. Okay. Thanks a lot, Rishi. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay. Yes, yes. Tomorrow I'll add the link of the Telegram channel. Do not worry. See ya.